all week and really highlighting the voice of the founder. And this week we've had the opportunity to talk to some really amazing folks and really excited to introduce Ashley. Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself and your startup.
Thank you so much for bringing me on. My name is Ashley Bedford. My startup is the Runtime Diaries.
Okay.
So it's basically an educational platform that helps people understand AI topics in plain, practical, and relatable ways. So what we do is we break down these complex topics like RAG, what is that? Let's break it down, let's bring it to layman's terms, and also help you to have actionable steps that you can take in everyday life.
Awesome. So who's your target customer? Who are you helping?
Yes, so right now it's non technical people.
Okay.
Anyone that's interested in learning about AI and all different types of topics that we cover.
Okay, so this would be, are you targeting like business management, people in certain roles?
Not in certain roles, just adults that are non technical that are AI curious. So
Okay.
if you have any curiosity about tools, how to use them, what are the best ways to implement AI in your life, and what are some risks with AI, that's kind of who I target.
Okay, so is this AI for me personally day to day, or is this for
Yes.
me wanting to leverage AI in my business, or who are
That's
we
a good
targeting?
that's a good question. So, for right now, it's mostly professional.
Okay.
So, how you can use AI for professional purposes, and then also for day to day as well. I do workshops, I do speaking
Okay.
engagements, and talk to people about how they can use AI in all aspects of their life.
Awesome. My daughter and I are both a little bit divergent with the ADHD and
Oh,
a little bit of dyslexia, and so I bought her a Cloud Pen. And she took that, started taking it to class and getting her notes, and then we built her a GPT that takes those notes and turns them into a study guide with the fonts different and laid out so that she is able to um, use that AI to accelerate her learning so she learns the way she learns.
wow.
And so using AI not just a tool to go faster or a tool, I love using AI to increase the human experience.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize we had somebody on the show earlier that is using AI to engage with aroma and scent. He did
Interesting.
so he has some diffusers and things that he's able to tie into biometrics and understand the environment and the times. And you can wake up to the smell of your favorite coffee even though you have a Keurig and nobody brewed it for you. It's awesome.
That is very interesting. That's
I
really
told him I
cool.
want to wake up to the smell of eggs and bacon, and he said not quite yet.
Oh, they haven't gone
That's
there
direction to
yet.
going in. But using AI to improve the human experience is something I'm really. There's a lot of risk to AI, and there's a lot of things that you don't want.
Right.
ChatGPT, if you save a search and make it public, it's going. Google is hitting it now, and
Right.
you could be putting things out there that you don't want out there. But you could
Yes.
also be putting things out there in a new way that other people aren't putting things out there they do want out there.
Right.
So how do you guide people through understanding what their goal is in AI and how to leverage AI to achieve that?
Yes, for sure. So, it definitely depends on what space I'm talking in.
Okay.
So, for example, this next few weeks, I'm going to be speaking to people that have been laid off. So, it's a specific community. I'm working with another creator, Jonathan Graham on LinkedIn. Follow him. And we're going to be speaking to them on what AI tools they can use to find their next job,
Okay.
how they can brand themselves, separate your brand from your previous company, how you can gain confidence. He's going to be talking more about the mindset piece, but I will be speaking on skill sets. So, what type of AI tools will help you update your resume? What type of AI tools will help you to change your LinkedIn cover photo? Things
Yeah.
like that. And then how can you upskill? So I'll be starting an upskilling journey and they
Awesome.
can follow along and get something on their portfolio website.
Yeah, personal branding has never been more important, especially for a job seeker. You have to have a way to communicate not just what you've done, but what you're capable of doing, what your knowledge is, and who you are as a person. You're not Nobody's hiring a piece of paper or a profile. They're hiring a
A
person.
person, exactly.
And if that person is able to communicate what their skills are and I think job seekers should be content creators and they should be doing things to put themselves out there. If I
Right.
need a job, people know who I am. It would not be hard for me to go on and say, hey,
Mm.
these are my skills. It's been proven over a period of time, and I wouldn't interview anymore. I used to joke, I'd call the next person in line, tell them it's their turn. But that can very much be the case because everybody is unique.
Right.
And the beautiful thing about AI is it enables uniqueness.
Right.
Um, I don't need somebody doing the job exactly the same way every single time. I can take somebody that is unique and allow them to put their own approach to completing a job. And as long as we have the
Exactly.
right metrics and quality controls in place, there are a lot of tools that allow that to facilitate that.
Exactly. And also, something I'm going to be talking about with AI, there are a lot of paywalls.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that are job seekers right now, they can't afford a lot of these tools, right? ChatGPT Pro, for example.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them some tools that they can use that they don't have to necessarily pay,
Yeah.
but also leverage, AI and use it to their goals.
I got my team's cursor bill yesterday for the first time, and I got a little bit of shock.
Oh,
Because up for months, the $40 a month was it, and now they switched to on-demand billing. So it's $40 a month plus. Um, yeah, my accountant's going to have a problem with me, but it's very, very big. But that's a lot of the challenges too. Is a lot of people don't understand the cost
the cost.
completely, especially now that these AI providers are starting to add on demand. And I went into ChatGPT and I built a beautiful presentation and I'm ready to pull it down. And guess what? I can't download it until I pay $7 for it.
Right.
I helped my brother-in-law build a resume, and it came out with a big draft, not licensed, and he would have to pay like $45 to use it. I'm like, give me that thing.
Oh my goodness.
Put it in ChatGPT, put it out, tweak it a little bit exactly for the position that he was looking for, give it back to him
Did it
in a
help him?
PDF. Yeah.
Okay.
It did. And I would love for him to be able to go out and do that.
Yes.
So I've been in the industry a long time. I was a software engineer. I was a data scientist for years. So I've been involved in the AI space since way before it was sexy, 20 years in predictive analytics and machine learning.
Oh, okay.
And what I had to do is I had to pivot. And when I went into business, I had to start getting into sales. And when people start saying, "Who is your customer?" I start saying, "Well, I can help anybody," which means I'm not helping anybody, right? So when somebody comes in and says, "Hey, what kind of clients are you looking for at Contalo?" And I say, "Oh, anybody that needs tech services." Nobody knows how to connect to that. And I think that that's the challenge with AI is you're able to be so big.
Right.
JC Height from Height Digital, they operate in Nicaragua as well, and they're up in Arkansas. Really cool folks. I was at a conference, and he said that he wanted to start doing SaaS sales. So he built a product for Spanish-speaking roofers. Started in Texas.
Oh,
So Spanish-speaking roofers in Texas was
interesting.
who they started going for first, and then expanding out to Spanish-speaking roofers in other states. We're talking, they went from 0% of their revenue being SaaS to something like 20% of their revenue being SaaS by targeting Spanish-speaking roofers in Texas. Somebody that
Wow.
they and the catalyst method, what I say is start with someone you know and understand them well. Learn what their aspirations, learn what their goals, and then build a problem statement. For me, the problem statement is first you have your audience, then their problem, pain, cause, consequence, and urgency. Once you have those things, you can build a solution to reduce their pain. Hopefully, you're looking for high urgency,
Yes.
high consequences.
Yes.
Job seekers, if they don't retool, replatform, and learn new skills fast,
Very fast.
they have there's a lot of urgency, there's high consequences, they have a severe pain, and you know the cause. So for me, I would like to hear you say, I have a set of services that help people, job seekers, people that are displaced by the changing economy.
Okay.
Target that, and if you get to a point where you've operationalized that, you've monetized that, now you're ready to go and say, I'm ready to start helping German-speaking roofers in Frankenmuth, Michigan with this. Then, and for me, I was like, well, I don't want to target a specific market because that excludes everything else.
All right.
But what I had to learn was what I was doing is I was excluding everybody because I wasn't telling people specifically how I could help them. I haven't been in the dating market for 20 years, but I do know that if I go on to a dating platform and say, "Hey, I'll date anybody," I'm not going to be dating anybody, right?
You might just
Maybe I wouldn't want that, but
Right.
if I come to somebody and say I can solve anybody's problems, they're
Right.
like, well, no, I want you to solve my problem, not anybody. I don't want a generic solution. I'm a unique person.
Right.
And so I love the way that you say job seekers are looking, they need to retool.
Yes.
And I found big enterprises, they're reducing their workforce 20%, 25%.
Yes.
And big enterprises, unfortunately, a lot of technology folks in big enterprises, they have 20 years of experience, but they don't. They have 1 year, 20 times. They work with a very limited set. Large enterprises there's people still out there using SQL Server 2000,
Oh yeah.
25-year-old technology.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. And then you have the DBA, whose job it was to run backups and do index fragmentation. He has a set of scripts that he runs every day, and that's his whole job. And then he goes into the job market, and we're not looking for a DBA that does that anymore because everything's cloud-based. So we're looking for people that understand how to do block storage configuration,
Right.
how to do cloud-based technologies, and the DBA is very much on the DevOps team now, and they don't have those skills.
No. Yeah.
And so that is a huge thing because the world changed while they were in a big company, and then the big company has started pivoting and leaving these folks behind.
Right. And I'm so glad you said that, that it's so important to upskill while you're even at a 9 to 5, regardless of AI or not. As a technical person, you always have to keep up to date with all of the new technologies, no matter if you've been at a job for 20 years, because you never know if the day could come that, they'll just lay you off, and then you go back out into the market. No one's looking for what you've done for 20 years, like you're saying,
Yeah, and so I had a friend came and said, "Yeah, I need a job. I really help with inside office applications," and so he's still doing like VB.net and Razor and old stuff. And the company that he was doing that for was very satisfied with him because he was building their internal applications. You can build an internal application in Lovable in about 30 minutes now.
Right.
And the next is PE. They're out there, they're active, they're buying these smaller companies, they're combining them together, and then they're looking for any fat. And I mean, he wouldn't have considered himself to be expendable, but the PE, every employee is a serial number, and if you are not on the revenue bearing side, you are in jeopardy. And so you
Right.
have to be right now preparing. We are in the middle of an industrial revolution, and that means we all have to be preparing new skills and our new approach to commerce and how we're going to provide for ourselves and our
Right.
families.
And be okay with it.
Yeah.
AI is changing everything. Almost
Yeah.
every second or every day you're seeing something new.
Yeah.
I want to encourage people, whether I'm talking about, my services or not. I want to encourage them to feel like, AI is changing, AI is coming, but embrace it. Embrace the change. That doesn't mean you have to go after every single tool and use it, but just understand that change is here. Let's learn about it together. And, let's see what we can make from this.
Yeah, and I love the fact that AI is allowing us to break the connection of compensation to hours.
Yes.
And now I can start saying, I have expertise, I have skills, I have talent, I know something, I bring value, and now I can get compensation based off of the value I bring,
Value, yes.
not based off of the number of hours that I put out.
Right.
Great conversation. How do folks find you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Ashley Bedford MSc. You can also find me on my website, theruntimediaries.super.site. And yeah, thank you so much.
Another awesome conversation here at Austin Tech Week here at the Capital Factory. We are here for 2 more hours, so come on down to the right outside the Connector Lounge in the game room on floor 5. Look forward to talking with you.